Hello everyone, this is Aisha and welcome to our 11th Kotlin tutorial, and in this tutorial I'll be talking about the logical operators in Kotlin programming language. So the logical operators are actually used to combine two conditions, and then on the basis, and these conditions are actually then again evaluated, and we will have result in either true or false. And then in Kotlin programming language we have two logical operators. The first one is the AND operator, and then we have the OR operator. So for example, here if I have variable num1 of integer data type and I am going to assign some value, for example 5, and again I'm just copying it, num2 which is equals to 6, and then another variable num3 which is equals to 2. Now I have three variables and I'm going to use the if construct. Don't worry about this if construct, it will be discussed in the later section. Now I'm going to use the logical operator. First of all, I will have a condition: if num1 is greater than num2, then what you need to do is, so we have used the relational operator which is discussed in the previous section. So what you have to do is print line number1 is greater, but we have three variables here, but we have only compared two of them. So if num1 is greater than num2, we are printing num1 is greater, but we are not sure that if num1 is greater or not, because we have three variables. Now for this purpose we have to use the logical operator which will combine two conditions. And for example, I'm going to use the logical AND operator, which is this two ampersands, and then I'm going to write if num1 is greater than num2 and num1 is also greater than num3, then this number1 will be greater. So here we have used this AND operator and logical operator, which will only result in true when both of these conditions will be true, and if any of the condition becomes false, then our result will be false. So now let's check. Num1 equals 5, so 5 is greater than 6, false, and num1 is greater than 3, 5 is greater than 3, so this condition is true, but this condition is false. So false and true equals false. Then we are using the AND operator. Both of these conditions must be true to evaluate to true. If here we had 11, now num1 is greater than 2, 11 is greater than 6, and 11 is also greater than 2, so we can print that number1 is greater. So this condition is true and this condition is true, so the result of this AND operator and logical operator will also be true. Now for example, this was 5, this condition becomes false and this condition is true, so the result of this whole expression will be false, because AND operator will only result in true when both of these conditions are true. Now let's debug, and we will have nothing on the output screen. This is because this condition is false and this condition is true, so the control will not enter into the body of this if statement because the whole expression is false. And you can see here that nothing is printed. So for this purpose I'm going to use an else part. If this condition becomes false, then what you have to do is print line number1 is not greater. So this condition is false, but this condition is true, and as a whole this whole expression is false, so the else part will be executed. If I debug, you can see here number1 is not greater. This is because this condition as a whole is not true. But when we use the OR operator, which is these two pipes, and this OR operator will result in true if either of this condition will be true. For example, here this condition is false, but this condition is true, so the result of this OR logical operator will be true. Now this OR logical operator will result in false only when both of these conditions are false. But here first condition is false but the second condition is true, so this body will be executed. Let's debug. And you can see here number 1 is greater. This is because we have used the logical OR operator. So if I change this value to 1, so now 1 is neither greater than 6 nor 1 is greater than 2. So this part will be ignored and the else part will be executed. Now you can see here number 1 is not greater. So this condition is false and this condition is false. So the result of this logical OR operator will be false. So guys, what we did in this tutorial, we talked about the AND logical operator and then we talked about the OR logical operator. And the all AND operator and logical operator results in true when both of the conditions are true. But in the logical OR operator, if any of the condition becomes true, the result will be true. So that's it for this tutorial. Thank you guys for watching the video and I'll see you in the next tutorial.